I'm working today with the episode 4, which is Know Your Equipment or Equipment Inventory. Equipment is based upon really looking at what you're carrying in the bag and how it might be affecting how well you can play. Because obviously there's been a lot of changes, a lot of new clubs and things and balls and whatever that have come out. And if you're playing equipment that's pretty aged or mismatched or whatever, it could affect your game. I mean, you can still play, but your potential is not being hit. One of the things that we really emphasize, obviously, in every one of these clips is that good golf cannot exist without good contact. It just does not happen. Equipment is part of that. So if you get into the data collection of your equipment set, there was a picture in one of the illustrations that shows a page I made of my own equipment in the journal. And I've mentioned the journal before. Obviously, you can create your own. We did source one that's a pretty nice little booklet that's available on our website as a standalone item if you just need something and can't find something on your own. But if you look at the pages, it shows a catalog of my own personal equipment. It makes a big difference. As equipment ages, it affects it. One of the things that I've been told throughout the industry is that the core, the coefficient of restitution on a driver, will deteriorate over time. That's really the spring effect on the face of the club, which is regulated. It's not going to change. You can't change it. A fitter can't change it. That's a regulated item. Now, the same thing goes for irons, worn grooves. A lot of players out there like to bang the irons on the ground. They like to do other things with them to express their disappointment in a shot. And that can affect the loft and the lie of the club. Your loft settings can be changed. Your lie settings can be adjusted by a fitter to maximize your game. Those things can be damaged through banging them around, and obviously groove wear and things of this nature. One of the biggest ones is shafts. The shafts in your clubs, graphite shafts. They do have kind of a finite life, and you have to consider how old the shafts are, especially in relation to. For many years, I stupidly resisted dropping from a stiff shaft to a regular shaft, and if you've got shafts in your clubs that aren't suited to your game anymore, if you're 65 years old and you're still grabbing a stiff shaft driver, you're probably hurting yourself pretty well. So you need to really put together a good inventory of where your clubs are at, what's in the bag. Start with the driver. That's the big dog in the bag. That's the one everybody likes to focus on. The most technology, the ones that get all the press. The core, again, not adjustable. Compare your equipment with an impact label check to your ability to maintain decent center contact. You may find that as you hit a driver, your contact points change constantly, or you may be hitting them high or low on the face, where a lot of these clubs are designed to really be hit dead center or you're going to lose distance. It doesn't take much. I mean, a quarter inch off center can lose you 5 to 10% of your distance. So if you're out there spending $600 for a new driver to get 5 yards, you may just as well be able to get twice that much just by cleaning up your swing itself. Irons are designed now. If you look at your inventory, you may be playing a blade iron, so to speak, if you were a better player for a long time. And now all of a sudden you're finding you don't even this doesn't apply to age so much as you may just find that you're no longer really making good contact with a straight blade. There's not enough club to work with there. From there you can look at options and see if you'd be better served with a game improvement iron of some kind. There's usually a mid-grade, and then you move on to a true full game improvement iron, which we like to call with power steering, which kind of helps you keep that ball in play. And of course, a lot of players have trouble getting the ball up in the air quickly enough, and those irons with the weighting these days are geared to do that sort of thing for you. So again, if your irons aren't set up for your game, if you can't get the ball up high enough and things of this nature, or you're starting to get the problems with your lie angle. If your lie angle is too upright or too down, you may be pushing or pulling the ball even though you're swinging cleanly. So take an inventory of what you have and make notes and what you're playing with. And again, with the shaft configurations, you have to check your ego at the door. You can't say to yourself, I've been hitting a stiff shaft for 20 years, or I used to be able to hit a 7 iron 175 yards, and now all of a sudden you still think you can. You have to realistically assess what your equipment's doing for you. And frankly, if you do that, and when you go to check for a fitting or a lesson or any kind of a change, you'll be able to walk in there with something in hand that gives them a baseline. You wouldn't take your car to a mechanic and not disclose that the brakes were bad and just expect them to diagnose it for you and take the time to look into things that should be right there on your list that they can access and they can make an informed decision for you. So the value of custom fitting is basically undeniable. It's something very important. Again, it depends on if you want to be continually trying to improve or if you're just trying to maintain status quo. If you look into your bag and you find that you're pretty well satisfied with where you're at, you're just trying to play the game recreationally, you're trying to get the best you can be with what you have, then just the impact label is the most important tool to continually keep yourself on the path. I mean, it's your North Star. When you're lost and wandering around, can't figure out why you're pushing or pulling everything, why you can't get the ball up in the air, or why you're not making any contact, or you're losing distance, you can grab one, put it on there, try some different things intuitively, see what's going on. If you can tune your own bag in and you're happy with that, then that's fine. I mean, as long as you're, again, acknowledging that your equipment inventory is not too old, it's been bypassed. I mean, they do wear and they do get a little bit gamey after a while, so you don't want to get, and grips are another issue, sorry about that. But grips are important. Slippery grips, hard grips. You have to make sure that grips are changed periodically, and that, again, your inventory is good in that respect. So if you really want to get to the core value, skip over, get past things like the slick ad campaigns and promising big distance gains, or the endorsements, or your golf buddy's latest infatuation. None of that stuff guarantees that it's going to work for you. Stick into a structured approach. Knowing what your swing is, knowing what your equipment is in the bag, what it does and what it doesn't do, whether or not you should consider a change, and if you do, again, focus on contact. Focus on your physical limitations now and see if your bag matches those also. I mean, if your body has changed and you can't generate swing speed, then those stiff shafts have got to go somewhere else. But the core value is the important thing. Sweet spot contact is important. Continuous contact is important. The pros do it. It's the basis of their game. And especially with young players, the same thing. Let them focus on that to begin with, and then go through your equipment inventory and do your best.